Now, many of you will have heard of Agile, and you will know that Agile is a direct antidote to the flaws with the project way of working. And of course, Agile works in a very different way, focusing on releasing small cyclical iterations and involving the user at every stage. So that's a brilliant hurdle when it comes to overcoming the flaws of the project lifecycle. The other thing with Agile is that the average cycle is 6 to 3 months. That means the product is always produced faster, and it also means that there's much more likelihood of the product being relevant. These small cycles, as you probably know, within an Agile environment are called sprints. And a sprint could last 1 week or even less. So Agile throws out small increments of code, which too are passed on to the operations team. Better than project, but the Agile approach itself also suffered from inherent weaknesses. We found this out over nearly a decade of commercial use within Agile. Firstly, it was mostly about speed to market. And the idea that speed was important was good, but then quality often took a poor second place in terms of priority. And Agile products were often seen to be less stable than project products. The other thing in Agile is that it still had this problem of having an ops team that just waited around at the end to support and maintain those pieces of code. There is this thing called flow within DevOps. And flow is this idea that the process should just continue on an ongoing basis. With project, there is a flow downwards, but actually it's hindered at every stage because of the timescales of project. The issue of flow is still not addressed because Agile spews out code releases for the ops team, but they could then be overwhelmed with things to do right at the end, things to test and deploy. So the flow issue was still not addressed. Everything I've said so far is really the backstory to where we are today. And then someone came up with the idea of reducing many of the flaws, not only in project, but in Agile as well. And the way they could do this was simply by getting these two isolated teams to finally get together and work as one entity, and to create an environment where they can have an input in each other's activities and integrate each other's thought processes. In this way, the development team could benefit tremendously from the insight and experience of an ops team, that support team that has been constantly maintaining the software in a company. And the operations team could adopt a lot of the clever automation and time-saving tricks and techniques that come from making your hardware more intelligent, much more like software, much more software-centric. Enter DevOps.